Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela. I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady and welcome back to today's Whips, Bits and Chat. I wonder what I got for you for this week. Come on, let's go and have a look. Right, so I need to do a little bit of a I'm sorry gang, because there was only the 2 videos that went up this week. It's because I was busy up the office. Didn't matter how much I tried to record stuff this week and nothing went to plan. So you were stuck this week with the Inside a Crochet Magazine issue 150. Now that was their birthday issue. They've been bigging it up. I felt quite disappointed. And if you listen right at the end of that video, you will hear the disappointment. The next video out was the book review, which was the Crochet Stitch Motifs 250 to Crochet by Erica Knight. Now, I liked that book. So much so it appears that I reordered it when I went to the library. I'd done it by mistake. I actually left one of them behind because I had 2 that I'd clicked. How strange. But yeah, so that was the second video up this week. And of course I sneaked in for a Tuesday evening live. I think it was Tuesday. I don't know. I got so confused with days this week that I don't even know what day it is today. Pants, it's Saturday. This should have been recorded yesterday. Nah, no chance. Now, all of the videos that I've spoken about are now linked in the I button up here. So if you want to click on those and play catch up, if you haven't already seen them, that'd be brilliant. Thank you ever so much. While I've also got you here and I'm twisting your arm up your back, could you hit that thumbs up button for me, please, gang? And also, when you get to the end of the video, pop a little comment in the comment section as well. That will stop the YouTube bots kicking you off my channel. Right, so let's get on with what else have I been up to this week. Well, as you know, hubby's had me working up the office. Slave driver is slave driver, but the order has now been completed and gone out the door. So on Thursday, I believe it was, I got to, well, finish a couple of the discs off that I was cutting, and then I got to play with the leftovers, or should I say the mucked up ones. And I got to cut out some really cute little discs. So I'm going to pop a video up now which shows the Zip Cylon machine. That's all I can call it. I keep forgetting what its technical name is, but I'll show you a little clip now of the machine working, creating something that I hope you will find interesting.
It's a final countdown, not long, and then I get to play. Oh.
That's right, it was cutting out little round discs for, you guessed it, stitch markers. So in total I cut out 3 of those large discs, which gave me quite a lot of little dee ones to pop onto some little chains, and of course onto a little a clasp to turn into a stitch marker. Now all of these are completely individual because of course I was using up the misfits from the print, the previous job, which means that none of them match. I did try to get some sets to match, but it drove me insane trying to play spot with 3 different colours and then get them exact, that I just gave up. So these are my little gorgeous misfits. I hope you like them. There we go. Focus in, please. Now at the moment I don't know if the colours are working for you. There is a 2 red in this set, 2 orange and the 2 blue at the end. And as you can, I don't know if you'll make it out, but yeah, let's hold that up against my hair that way. As you can see there is a slight bit of extra engraving there, and it's the same on all of them. There's a little bit of extra to make them extremely individual. It's a nice way of putting it in, isn't it? Individual. What I will do is I will pop a photograph up now of not only them unboxed, unmade, sorry, in a box, so that you can see all the different styles that the machine made, but I'll also pop a picture of these up so you can have a proper look. So there you go. As you saw, I've packaged them in little packs of 6 stitch markers. I haven't got a shoppers yet. I am getting round to it. It's another one of them we'll get round to it moments. So I'm just building up the stock. These take forever to make. But yeah, I'm building up the stock at the moment. So I've got about 6 of these packets ready to go. So if it was something that would interest you, fire me over an email and we'll work out what postage, packaging and all that other malarkey is going to cost. I'm also tempted to be selling them unmade, so it's just the discs with the hole in job lots of possibly a 20, so that you can make your own and use the clasps and chains and other bits and pieces that you've got indoors to make your own individual ones. Would that be something that would interest you? Or if you make stitch markers, would it be something that interests you? Or is it something that looks extremely boring and you're not bothered? Any of those type of comments I'd happily read in the description box down below. Okay, so if any of you made it to the live this week, you'll know that my left hand has been playing up something chronic. For any of you that don't know, I slipped a disc 10 plus years ago in my neck, which causes sciatica that runs all the way down my left side. And normally it only affects these 2 fingers. But over the last week and a half, I've had my wedding ring finger swell up to the point where it started turning blue. So I had to remove the wedding ring. That's down to the heat, I'm hoping, and nothing more. But then I've also had increased pins and needles, basically, that is now working into 3 fingers, thumb and most of the hand. So I'm finding holding my yarn and keeping my tension so difficult that my work is now looking like it did when I first started crocheting. So basically no tension at all, stitches all over the place. And because of this, that is why there's not been a stitch a week come out, because I've been unable to record it. And also I've had a word with the girls that I mentioned last week, that I was working an item with them where they've written the pattern, designed and written the pattern, and I was going to do the tutorial for them because they were quite busy. But I'd only managed to get up to row 3, and we all know that's not a lot of stitches at all when it comes to doing a big item. So I'd only managed to get to row 3, and so I spoke to one of the girls last night and said, look, this is getting ridiculous. It doesn't look neat, it doesn't look tidy, it's not something I would personally want to put out. So we've all discussed it, and they're going to be picking up and doing the tutorial themselves. So once that tutorial's out, I will shout it out big time, because I know it's a shame. I really wanted to do it for them, but I've been unable to crochet all week, so there has nothing been finished, nothing been started apart from that one item. And as I said, it looked like dog's toffee. It's a polite way of putting it. So I've been playing around with other things, which of course were those stitch markers, because I can hold a pair of pliers tight and then work with the other hand. So I could do that. It took a lot longer than what it has previously because I'm having to set them up in my hand and just use my hand really as just stick it in and hope for the best type movement. So it's been really tatty and rubbish. But another thing I've been doing is I've played with that dye from Aldi. I hanged up some more yarn last week, as you saw, and I've managed to dye it. So there is going to be a video coming out this Friday where I am trying to get the colourway to match this one. Okay, I'm desperate to get a colourway that matches this one because out of the last dye set, this is the one I liked the most. So that I can use it to make something other than a pair of socks. I've never made socks, you see. So I'm going big. I want to go bigger. I don't want to just go socks. Or should I say sock? Because there's definitely not enough to make two now, is there? At least that's only 20 grams. So it might do like the toe, the heel and the cuff, but nothing else in between. Yeah, so I have dyed some more yarn. I'm not spoiling it for you. The reveal, of course, will be later this week. It's going to be on Friday at 4 o'clock, and I'm going to set it as a premiere so that you guys can all join in with the laugh and giggles with me in the chat as the video's going. That way, of course, we can really take the mickey out of how good or how bad my dyeing attempt was. And I'm not giving you any more than that. Just, was it good? Was it bad? You know me, and let's wind you up a bit and see if you join me. If you don't manage to get there because of work or because of the time difference, don't worry, it will be going up afterwards anyway as a normal video, so you can play catch up with it at a later point. So I've managed to dye the yarn, and so I've got a couple of videos coming out over the next few weeks. I've managed to do some book reviews, so there's more books for you to have a nose at. I'm stockpiling them. I plan to make enough to cover me till Christmas. That's right, you're going to get a book a week. How evil am I? But of course, by doing a different book review each week, it means then that you have the opportunity to make a list for what you want for Christmas, or what you'd like to purchase from the local shop, or of course borrow from your local lending library. Okay, now for confession time. Confession time is I put an order in from my secret yarn stash. They're not just mine, they can be yours as well. There's an affiliated link if you're in the UK. Please use it. If you're outside of the UK, I'm sorry to say they don't post outside of the UK because postal costs are just rocket sky high. And it's not worth you purchasing the yarn through them because they can't get as a good a deal on postage as some of the bigger companies. Now, here it is. Here is my yarn order. Bit small, ain't it? But the only thing that's got in it is white cotton. That's right, I've gone and done it. I went to the shop and I bought some dye that's not Aldi dye, and I'm gonna have some fun and games with that probably this afternoon or tomorrow morning, which means there will be a proper dye video coming out in 3 Fridays time. Because of course I've got the Aldi dye yarn going out this week, and I think there's one for the following week. I think there's two Aldis. I'm still in editing process. So there's 2 Aldis, and then there'll be a new one with some of that. I'm gonna get to have some fun, see what the colours are like, and see how long it takes me to work out how to get the colour to stick on the yarn. Because of course it isn't a tie-dye kit, so it's not made for idiots now, is it? And we all know I know nothing about dyeing yarn yet. I need to do more research. Help! But I have actually played with some yarn this week. I pulled down the Centro that sits right up there on the top of the shelf, so high it's hard to get at. But I pulled the Centro down and I went into my little stash that's hiding behind here, that is yarn that other people have sent me as gifts. So I pulled out some in there that was that has some wool content, because of course we all know I'm not good with wool. And I set it going on the Centro, whizzing round. One hand had a glove on and the other hand didn't need it, so I'm just whizzing round, and I managed to get 2 hats out of 2 balls. One has a pom-pom, one doesn't, because of course the extra yarn that I used for the pom-pom didn't make it into the hat. So I'm going to pop a picture up now, because these have been packaged to be sent out, and I'm sorry honey, I didn't manage to get to it this week. I kept forgetting to pick it up, so Monday they're going out. I'll message you, because they're going over to our Aragurumi Ninja. One's for her wee man and one's for wee man's mum. And so I've done that because she was the one that sent me the yarn, and it's not a yarn that I can, even though it's been worked up now, I'm never going to be able to wear it or use it. And I haven't got any wee ones in my family at the moment to offload stuff to, so she's stuck with it. So here's an image now of the 2 items that I made with it, and I really hope you like it, because I think the yarn worked up beautifully on the Centro knitting machine. And we also had a visit from my adopted nieces, they're big sissies and daughters, and they popped around, and it was a super hot day, and so they couldn't go out in the garden. So I said, as the Centro was sitting on the table anyway, I sent them both in here to go in the box of no return, as I call it, which is where the Aldi yarn and my other scrap yarns are kept. So they've gone in and they've both pulled out a ball of wool, and the youngest, she is the most evil out of the pair of them. She's evil. I love her to bits. She picked up this one. This is actually that mint green that I've got 50 million balls of. So she probably saw the 50 million balls of this mint green and thought, you know what, I'll help her out with that one. So she came in and she started the hat off, but she only got to about here, and they had to go home because it was only a flying visit. So I've knocked up the rest of the hat and finished it off. So this is a double layered one with an over fold brim, or whatever the technical terms are, but you can fold it up so it fits. And then I got a bit carried away with the pom-pom maker and mixed in 2 strands at the same time, one being black and the other one being the mint green. I'll tell you what, doing the pom-pom maker with 2 strands at one go enough makes it work up quicker. So I'm really chuffed with how that pom-pom has turned out. Now their other daughter, she's our elder grumpy teenager. She's grumpy. I love her to bits. You're grumpy. She came in the room as well to choose some yarn, and she hid it behind her back basically and said, you know, I'm a grumpy teenager. I said, yeah, why? She went, can I have it in black? And I looked at her and I'm like, your mum crochets? And she's like, yeah. I said, you know how we swear and curse at black yarn? She's gone, yeah, I know. That's why I chose purple. I was like, you snotty nose toe rag. Actually, no, I said something else, but I can't repeat that on camera. So I made her up a purple one with a purple and black. That's the tweak, you see, because she wanted black, so she's got some black. She'll probably be whingy and moany about it. No, she won't. She's a lovely kid. They both are, actually. But this one I've actually made, well, it wasn't purposely done. I got carried away. So it's super long. It'll go down to her shoulder and probably round her neck a few times. So it's a bit long. But my idea is it's for her to grow into. I've not attached it with a permanent pom-pom, so it means then she can take the pom-pom off if she wants, and she can just wear it as a slouchy. So it's double layered. It can be slouchied, it can be rolled so that it's just a normal bobble hat or a slouchy hat. So hopefully she likes that. She doesn't think I'm an too evil of an adopted auntie for her, but there you go, girl. So they were the 2 other items that I made. So in total there were 4 hats that went out this week, that were made this week on the Centro, and that's pretty much it for the yarn play. Now I just thought I'd remind you that at the moment over on my Ravelry shop there is a 10% off discount code running, So if you were tempted to purchase any of my patterns, which are on my opening titles of all of my videos, excluding of course the newer ones, then you can purchase them over on Ravelry. There will be a link either up here or on the end screen to the Ravelry shop, and if you use the code GIFT, all capital letters, that will give you a 10% off all of the patterns. But what I would suggest you do is, if you are planning to buy the Pops baby hat and blanket as a set, the Biddy baby hat and blanket as a set, or the Cheeky monkey hat and poncho as a set, don't put them in your cart and use the gift, because you actually get 10% off of the hat pattern when you buy them as a set. I'm saying set quite a lot, because if you buy them, you can buy them individually, and if you do, you don't, like on an individual order, you won't get the discount. Right, so buying them separately as a set on a separate order maybe, it gives you that 50% off of the hat pattern, which is a saving of £1, which is more than what the 10% off would give you, and it also, the 10% also knocks off this discount. So I'd rather you have the bigger discount on the hat and either the hat and the blanket or the hat and the poncho set, okay, than just getting a measly 10 off it, because hey, saving's a saving. Right, that is it for me for today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of A Whip, Spits and Chat. Right, I'm going to head off. I will see you all really, really soon. So if you can, please stay chilled, please stay happy and keep crafting. Ta-ra for now, everybody.